Fiverr. And what I asked him to do is come on and talk to us a little bit about the new Fiverr training he's having, and also share with us some of the successes that he has had in using Fiverr. So Hugh, thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Great. Thanks for letting me come on the show today. I appreciate it, mate.
So to start off with, just tell us a little bit about you. Like, how did you get started online? How did you get started with Fiverr specifically?
Sure, yeah. So my history, all my life, I've been a soldier. And I left the army back in 2010, done some drop shipping on eBay, importing stuff from China, and I got shut down. Now, I needed something that, was consistent and where I didn't have to work on getting traffic to get sales. And then I found Fiverr, done a bit of graphics designing. I was the worst graphics designer in the world, loads of negative feedback. But then I found that the more you do it, the better you get at it. And then I found these two specific gigs that really worked well for me, which is what I teach inside this course. But you know what, Brett, overall for the past couple of months, past year, 2 years, Fiverr has been giving me sales month after month. That is it, just in a nutshell.
You know, I got a little bit of a sweet spot for sites like Fiverr because I got my start online working as a freelance software developer. I worked on sites like, I don't know if you remember, VWorker was one of the original ones back in like 2007. Then it became Rent-A-Coder. It was Rent-A-Coder before that, actually. Then it became VWorker, then Elance, then Odesk. And I used to work on all those sites as well. And it seems to me like, in essence, Fiverr is kind of like a freelance site, except for it's kind of the reverse, because people seek you out, as opposed to where, like, when I was a freelancer, I spent hours and hours writing proposals and trying to get jobs, where this is where people come to you. So I kind of like the idea of Fiverr, and I think I got a little personal soft spot because it's like what I started doing. The question that I always had, though, is like, can you really make money doing these jobs for $5 a piece? I mean, because you're probably like, what are you getting? You're not getting the whole $5. You're getting what, like $4 or $3 of it or something? Because they got to make some money too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. They out of every $5, they take $1. So yeah, you make $4 on a gig, but it's the power of upsells. And this is exactly what I show. Brett, would you like? I can take you through my Fiverr account and show you some stats if you want as well.
Yeah, sure.
About this. Yeah, is that right? Yeah, cool. But yeah, but there's also some gigs as well that you can actually start at $50, and that's the one particular gig that I do. Can you see my screen?
Yep, we got you.
Okay, so far this month, it's now the 16th. I've earned $403. I've done over 5,000 orders, and I've got an average selling price of $10. But this is what I've earned in total since joining Fiverr, $38,000, and I'm a top-rated seller. If we just go into my revenues, okay, I've got all these amounts clearing here, and the dates are current as well. And as you can see on the right, I've made some withdrawals. I've even cancelled an order because I don't do every single order, because sometimes people do ask for too much, and it's just not worth it. But yeah, I've got some 28s, 36, 44s there, and I've got an order there for $80. And these are the orders that I've got to complete today as soon as we're finished with this interview. So yeah, it is. You can make some good money with it, and it's the power of the upsells. I teach you inside the course on the first gig how to offer more services, exactly how to complete them, and people will just be blown away by how I do them. The second gig, you start at $50, none of this $5 stuff. You started at $50, and you outsource it elsewhere for $5.
And have you done well with that second gig? Is there like a lower conversion rate or less traffic because of it being more, or does like the price make up for the less traffic? Like, how does that work?
When you first start out there, and you list it at $50, you won't make as much sales. What I'd suggest is start it at $15 and then slowly work your way up. As your badges get better, so you move from seller 1 to seller 2, you'll see a steady increase in sales. Raise your prices just a little bit. I'm currently on trial now to offer products at $100. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. The better your rankings, the better your badge, the more sales you'll get. But you have to start somewhere.
So is it kind of like a good idea to maybe start with some smaller gigs, like some other gigs to build up your reputation? Because I know like when I started freelancing on the freelance sites, and even like when I would move to another freelance site, I would pretty much underbid jobs. You know, like if I would look at a job and everybody else was bidding, you know, 500, I'd bid 300. Yeah. And do an amazing job and get great feedback and great ratings. And then after a while, you know, when I stopped freelancing, I was billing myself out at $75 an hour minimum. But when I started off, I was much lower than that because I was building up my reputation and making myself be seen as one of the top guys. Is that kind of like what you do on Fiverr? You do like the $5 jobs first and then build yourself up?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did to begin with. But what people could do as well is in the course, I show you where you can get buyers instantly. And I also show you my 5 times method where you can actually offer, as a level 1 rated seller, services at a much higher price. But what people tend to do is as well, in the description of the gigs, they will offer you maybe a 2-for-1. So you buy 2 gigs at one price, they'll do that. Or they offer unlimited revisions on a particular gig, if it's like graphics designing, or if you're offering, I don't know, video testimonials. Another great thing people could do as well is if they go to SEOclerks.com, they can buy some backlinks there for $1, offer that for $5, but then give them double the amount. So basically, they're guaranteed to get those good positive reviews for over delivering, and more they'll order from you again and again and again, and your rankings will increase. Definitely,
okay, you give the guys a little bit extra. You know, like if I say I'm going to do one thing, I don't tell them, and then I just do a little bit extra, and that pretty much guarantees a positive review. Then, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, what I did when I was doing the graphics designing is I gave them some PLR graphics as well, like banners and timeline covers, and people do love it.
How is the training delivered? I haven't even looked at it. You sent me review access to it. I'm going to look at it after we're done talking here. But can you give us some insight? How is the training delivered? Is it a PDF? Is it a video? Is it what do we do? How does that work?
Yeah, so a lot of people like to send you a PDF and then they force upsell you to a video members area. I've given you both. I've given you the PDF and I've given you the videos member area. The PDF is all the fluff. So you know what is Fiverr, this is how you sign up, blah, 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 blah. That's the PDF. The meat and potatoes is the videos member area. That's directly down below it. It's 10 modules, welcome video for myself, 10 modules, takes you through setting up a profile the way I do it. A lot of people say put a picture of a hot chick up there because it gets clicks. Yeah, it gets clicks, but it attracts the wrong customer. I then go into the 2 particular gigs. The first gig, I show you exactly how to set up and why it's important to niche down. I then list that gig, show you that it's ranking first. I get a sale from the gig and know it's not someone that I asked to buy the gig from, from me. I've seen that done many a time. And then I go into the second gig, shows you how to list it, how to get it completed. I then go into getting buyers. There's a little, well, it's not so much hidden, but there's a little feature in Fiverr that you can use to constantly contact buyers who are looking for stuff, and they've actually posted there, I need this, can you help? And you go in and you give them your offer. I then also go into the 5 times method, is how I charge more than $5, much more than $5. People accept the gig and you get paid.
Well, I think that comes to those OTOs that you were saying. Like, I know, like it was a little bit ago, maybe a month ago or something. I wanted a voiceover, and I bought the voiceover, and it was like for 30 seconds of talking, and it was like 60 words. So I sent my script, and it was $5 per every 60 words. When it was all said and done, I ended up paying that person like $40.
Yeah.
And then I got the voiceover back, and it occurred to me, I'm like, this person is just standing there talking into a microphone, reading my script from or either printed out or on the screen, and made $40 for that. That's a pretty sweet deal,
It works, and and they do that with video testimonials as well. 30 seconds. 30 seconds video testimonial, $5. Then they give you the HD version for $10 extra. All they do is they record the same video, but when they render it, they just give you like the lower quality stuff.
Yeah, they select the high def or low def from the drop down button.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, hey, we do upsells in our business. I mean, McDonald's does upsells. Upsells is the way the world works.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. They're trying to, make their money. One thing I always wondered about Fiverr is speed important? Because I know at least when I look at Fiverr, one of the main things that I look at is how long is it going to take me to, get my gig back? If I want to get a voiceover, I'm looking at some of them, and some of them is like 15 days, until it's completed.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, I got no patience. I want what I want. And I want it yesterday.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that at all? Like speed is important, or that helps get you more gigs if you do the work fast?
When you list your gig, and I'll say this to everyone, when you list your gig, definitely go for 1 day. I don't do 1 day anymore. I do two to 3 days. But yeah, list it for 1 day. But then as you start to see the gigs coming in and you're struggling a little bit to handle it all, just change the gigs up to 2 to 3 days, because people will see you're getting orders, people will see you getting reviews, so they will order from you. The sweet spot, I'd say, before you start losing that customer is probably be about 3 days. I forgot to mention inside the course as well is all my previous work is there for everybody to copy and paste, basically, as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, they can deliver the gigs very quickly.
Okay, so realistically, let's just say I'm just getting started. I'm going to sign up. I'm going to go over your course tonight, and let's just say tomorrow I'm going to start implementing. I'm going to start building up my Fiverr profile. How long is it going to take me until I get my first gig? Now, I know that's a kind of a loaded question because you don't know me. You don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm just saying on average, because I know people are going to be wondering that. Realistically speaking, when can I expect to at least get a gig? Is it going to be a week, a month, maybe never?
Realistically, I'd probably say maybe after a week. That's why in module 9, I've shown you how to go and get buyers, and you can do that super quick.
Okay, so if I just let it on Fiverr's, the Fiverr gods, it may be a week, but if I follow your training, you can show me how to do it faster.
Much quicker, yeah. Although disclaimer, guarantee results aren't guaranteed. But yeah, no, definitely that is how you go and get your first sale quickly, is just following how I show you how to find these buyers who are requesting what they want. And these buyers are targeted to your specific gigs. So say now you've got a banner gig, nothing about like say video is going to show up. So buyers for videos won't show up. Only buyers for banners will show up.
Is there any like specific skill set? Like I think anybody can do Fiverr, because there's probably something. I mean, even like I said, people get paid to read on Fiverr. But is there any like specific skill set that people actually need to make Fiverr work, or is it like something anybody can do?
Just typing. Just typing really is probably the skill set, and communicating with your buyers.
Okay, yeah, I would think communication is a big deal.
Yeah. But skill set as in technical? No, not at all. Not at all.
Because I say to a lot of people, people ask me how I got my start, and I'll say I worked as a freelance software developer, and they'll say, "Oh, well, that's great, Brett, because you're a software developer. That doesn't do me any good."
No. Programming is a little bit hard. No, but
like you had said, you did the graphics gigs and stuff. Like me, like seriously, I can't even get my clothes to match. Like I went to buy a suit the other day, and I had to get the sales lady literally to pick it out for me, because if I didn't, I would have looked like a clown. Yeah. So there's no way I could do graphics. But is it like there's other things as well? Like it's not like it's only graphics or only voiceovers. There's things that
there's so many things you can do. There's a guy on there who acts as Jesus, and he does your video acting as Jesus. You can do bizarre things like flipping signboards, or just having a picture of yourself holding a sign, and you can just Photoshop whatever they want on that sign over and over again. But whatever you've got to offer, I mean, there's people offering to play Call of Duty accounts to level people up. There's so many things you can do on there. It's an open market. 98% of the world hasn't even heard of Fiverr, so there's a lot of buying potential, and selling, of course, if you're the seller.
Well, I guess I guess when you have so many people, I mean, Fiverr gets they're high rated on Alexa, so they probably get 1 to 1.5 million unique viewers a month. I guess when you have so many people, kind of whatever you're offering, there's somebody in the world that wants it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh no, no, absolutely. There is always someone that is going to want something. It's just a matter of getting a hold of them. You going out there and getting a hold of them, and it's really easy to do that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, Hugh, thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Do we have anything else? Did we miss anything? Anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah. I say this to everyone: is where you're going to be in 2 months' time if you didn't start implementing this stuff.
What do you
That's
mean?
it.
Where are you going to be in 2 months' time?
Yeah, if somebody hasn't taken action on this, and 2 months down the line, where would they have been? They could be $400 richer. They could be $800 richer. Just go through the course, take a bit of action, and you will see results.
I just got to mention into that. And action is like one of the most important things. I say it all the time. Every time I do a webinar, every time I do a free training, I always say the same thing: is taking action is the number one thing. When I was freelancing, like in my spare time, this is how I got into IM. I was freelancing in my spare time. I wrote this little piece of software, and I was on the Warrior Forum. I never heard of JVZoo, never heard of any of the JV crowd or anything like that, the affiliates.
Mm.
And I put it on the Warrior Forum and not thinking much of it. And I was like, I'll put it on, kick, whatever, for fun. It's my spare time. And JVZoo picked that as product of the day, and that's literally how I started my online business. If I wouldn't have just said, to heck with it, I'll put it on, or if I wouldn't have said, I'm going to write a software in my spare time, if I would have said I'm going to go on a date or I'm going to go watch movies or something, I never would have gotten to the place where I'm at right now. Now I make more in a month than I did as a year as a freelance developer. So it really is just taking action. A lot of people think there's some special trick or something to making money online or to doing things, but the real trick is just to do it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's also support as well. If people want to get in touch with me, they can just email the support. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
When's the launch day, Hugh?
17th of December at 9 a.m. Eastern. We're freezing the price for 4 hours, and then it's just going to rise on a dime sale up to $17.
Hugh, you're going to send me that review access. I'm going to check it out, do my review, and thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you, Brett. Take care.
Okay, guys, so here we are in the members area for 5rInigma, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at it together. Now, the first thing you see when you log in is this big link here that says access your unannounced bonuses. And I'll be totally honest, these are bonuses that are provided from the affiliates for this product. So these are bonuses that are going to link to a squeeze page. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want the bonus, you can go ahead and opt in, but it's not a part of the main product. So we're going to go ahead and skip this. We're going to go down to the next link here that says click here to download the report. Now this is going to allow you to download the PDF version of this training. So if you prefer to read the training, or maybe you want to put it on your Kindle or your Android tablet or whatever, you can go ahead and download it as a PDF and go over it that way. I personally prefer video training, and underneath here you can see you also get video training. There are 10 videos inside of this training. Each video is a few minutes long, usually between 8 and 11 minutes long. The videos are short, to the point, and easy to follow. The audio is good, and they're done presentation style, where there's somebody talking in the background as they show you their screen, very similar to the video that you're watching right now. The one complaint that I have in this training is that the modules are just named very generically. They're named Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, all the way up to Module 10. I personally think it would be better if the modules had relevant names. That way, if you want to go back over something or you want to revisit something, it's very easy for you to find the video that you need to watch because the videos have relevant names. With them just being named, Module 1, Module 2, you don't really know what each video is for, so it makes it difficult to revisit the specific video you need if you didn't understand something and want to go back to it. Aside from that one thing, though, I have nothing to complain about when it comes to the quality of the videos. They're easy to follow, they're concise, they get to the point, they're not long-winded and boring, and they're done fairly well. The audio and video quality is pretty good. Now, normally I don't review OTOs, but I do want to talk about them briefly in this video. Not because the OTOs are required. The front-end product is good and it's a decent value on its own, but I do think the OTOs are at least worth mentioning. The first OTO is 2 case studies. Now, these 2 case studies are going to be actual gigs that Hugh has ran and that Hugh has made money on. You're going to see exactly what he did, how he set it up, how he delivered these products. The second OTO is 50 done for you gigs. So this is 50 things that you could start selling right now on Fiverr. The final OTO is access to Hugh's dedicated Facebook group where you can ask him questions, get feedback, or get assistance from him. So the final OTO is, in essence, group coaching done via a Facebook group. And I believe the price for these OTOs is $17 for OTO 1 for the 2 case studies, $27 for the 50 done for you gigs, and $47 for the dedicated Facebook group coaching. And I think these prices are very reasonable, and I think that they're worth considering. Okay, so what do I think of Fiverr Enigma overall? Well, first of all, I'm going to admit that I have a little bit of a soft spot for products like this because these products are, in essence, teaching you how to do freelancing, and freelancing is how I got my start online. Now, I started online as a freelancer using sites like Elance and Odesk as a freelance software developer, but using sites like Fiverr, people can, in essence, get into freelancing with any skill they have. They don't have to be software developers like you have to be on Elance. So I really like products like this. I really like products that are down to earth, that teach you actual ways to make money. I also like the fact that Hugh doesn't super hype this. He doesn't claim that you're going to press a button and make $100 million. He doesn't claim that you're going to get instantly rich. He's very realistic in his claims. He's very realistic in what he says and what you can expect. And that means something to me. It means that he's really just trying to help people make money online the way that has worked for him. And I've seen Hugh's stats. I've seen, in additional to what I've showed inside of this video, I've seen a lot more stuff that he didn't really want to make public. And I know for a fact that Hugh makes money on Fiverr. While I don't think anybody's going to get super rich on Fiverr, I do know for a fact that Hugh makes money on Fiverr. I do know for a fact that you can make money on Fiverr. So I'm going to say, if you're just getting started, if you're looking for a way to make a few $100s a month without having to do a ton of extra work, this is a training that's well worth considering. Alrighty guys, thank you and enjoy.